And the bad news is, the elephant in the room, shadow boxer, did quit last night. Yes, he did. There's no denying that, and it was poor. The way he left the ring, the way he left the fight, it was poor. Obviously, there's no two ways about it. That is the bad news. But I think he's getting a lot. I can understand why he's getting stick, and everyone's a dark corner. Everyone's going to poke fun at him, but I think there's a lot of positives really to take out of the fight. I really, really do. So people are saying, "Oh yeah, look, he can't fight." Da, 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 da. He looked good for the 2 rounds. He wasn't skilled. It wasn't a nice, slick boxing performance. It was a big brawl, but he was shutting the gap, lunging in, throwing big right hands over the top. He was going head, body, body, head, and if you've had the fights Shadow Boxer has had are the 2 bare knuckle scraps in the back, no rule scraps in the back garden, yeah, in the forest, whatever. That doesn't prepare you for being in there for a 6-minute fight, for a 3-round fight. You've got someone in there like Nath Pearce, who, fair enough, he's not the most amazing boxer in the world. He's not, but he's probably had 50, 60, 70, maybe even 100 fights. The bloke fights every weekend without fail. Just go type his name into YouTube, into Google. Fights upon fights upon fights. I'd say he's probably had 50 fights at a minimum. That bloke has 3 rounds for breakfast. Probably has 2 fights in a night sometimes. And, excuse me, of course he was a journeyman, but not every journeyman is there to lose. People say journeyman as in they're going there to lose. No, they're not. They're just an away fighter. And if they've got a fight next week, they might think, oh, I'm going to take an easy way out because I've got a chance I might get hurt here. I've got a chance I might get cut here, whatever else. They might think I'm fighting tomorrow, so I can't get cut. So I'm going to tuck up and take a knee or whatever, get out there easily. But if they see an opportunity to win a fight, and they've had 50, 60 fights, and they're fit enough to go 3 rounds every day of the week, and 4 rounds on a Sunday, 5 rounds on a Sunday, it's nothing to them. They're gonna take the win if they can see it. They're gonna try and win. If they're paid to go down there and try and win, they will try and win. Especially if they're being paid like 3D Fight Club, 12 hours notice, probably got paid quite well on Dougie Joyce's promotion, really, compared to the 300 quid he might normally get. He probably got 700 quid, 800 quid, I don't know, based on the pay-per-view sales, whatever. So Shadow Boxers dominated that fight. He really, really did. He dropped him 3 times, was it? Won the first round comfortably, got the point deducted for the grappling, but Shadow Boxer has never fought in a ring like that before. He might have done a bit of sparring and this and that, but when you're in there on the night, if Shadow and the crowd's there and the immense pressure that he's on, because everyone online was watching, it wasn't just the crowd that was there, it was everyone online that was watching it. And Shadow Boxer trained for 1 round, and he said he'd trained for 1 round. He didn't really even train for a round, let's be honest. He made a load of content, hitting the bag every day, and that's something. Compared to your average Joe on the street who does nothing, it's something. And when I say Shadow Boxer can fight and he can box, we saw that he can fight. He's not the greatest boxer in the world. I've never said he's a professional fighter or a professional boxer. I've never said that. I'm saying compared to the average Joe on the street, behind the keyboard, behind the phone, he has got decent skills. He can throw straight shots. He's got power. We all saw it, and you've seen it against Andy Goy, and you've seen it against Bash. And listen, they're not stellar names, but he's got so many people now going, he can't fight, this, that, and the other, he lost, he quit. There's no chance in hell, if you had the month that Shadow Boxer had, being on the piss, eating fucking pizza every day, this and that, you wouldn't have lasted 2 rounds like that without Nath Pearce. You wouldn't have. And the ring is a very, 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 very lonely place. A very lonely place. And you see Shadow Boxer, what Shadow Boxer lost of was a broken heart. That's because he's knocked the geezer down 2 or 3 times, and the last time he's knocked him down, he's gone bang, hit him with the right hand, he's thought, that's it, I'm done. I've got nothing left. The geezer's gone down and he's thinking in his head, don't get up, please don't get up. He thinks it's over. He's got nothing left to give. The Guinness has caught up with him, the pizzas have caught up with him, the lack of sleep, the getting nicked, bumming it around with Mickey, doing whatever, having a laugh. And then Nathan Pearce has got up and he's gone, I'm good to go, mate. I'm good to go. And he's stung a jab out. He's hit Shadow in the body when he's already breathless and he's got nothing left. And Shadow's just gone, he just broke his heart. He had nothing left to give. And he's thrown his gum shield out and walked out. And should he have done that? No, I wouldn't have done it personally. But like, I've seen so many people do it on so many shows. Like, I can't do no more. People go back. People will cling on. I've seen it in boxing matches though. I've never actually seen it in a bare knuckle fight. Because you can't even, in a boxing match, you can just fucking tuck up and just fucking run away. You could just tuck up and just take shots on the gloves and then take a knee and then you can just get out of there. But you can't even do that in a bare knuckle fight. Shadow probably thought, I ain't fucking doing this anymore. This geezer's going, yeah, you knocked me down twice and I'm still good to go. I could do another 6 rounds from here. And Shadow's got nothing left. Nothing. He was dominating the fight. Had he have finished the fight, he would have won. He couldn't have come back to the corner and retired. He had nothing left to give. That last punch probably just knocked the last slight bit of wind he had left in him. And his heart just broke and he just said, no, I can't do this anymore. But so many people on here are just slating him and you just don't know what it takes to do that ring walk. You don't know what it takes to have that pressure on you. You don't know what it takes when you're in there and you've got nothing left to give and it's the loneliest place in the world. It can be the best place in the world when you're boxing really nicely and you look slick and you feel like you're hurting someone and you all look good. When you're in there and you've got nothing left and you're hurt and you're tired, and especially in your first couple of fights, and there's no more left and everyone's watching and you've got all the pressure of the world on your shoulders, it is the worst place in the world. And that's what fighting is. It's extreme highs and extreme lows, and it's extreme highs and lows for the fans watching, and it's even more so for the people who are in there fighting. And if Shadow had a proper run at that... See, look, people like Nathan Pearce, they don't need a camp because they fight every week and they're fit and they're good to go. Like, look at the shape of the geezer. He's shredded. Shadow Boxer went in there massively out of shape. Shadow Boxer sits on the sofa. He might hit his bag and lift a few weights and stuff, but he's not training for a fight. He's not, and even with Mickey there and that, he hasn't been training for a fight. They've just been making content, having a laugh. And I think maybe Shadow might have been able to train like that for his fights previously, where he's pissing about. Well, not pissing about, but like they're not long fights. They're 30-second fights against like Bash and that. And that's been enough. But when you're in there with someone who does this for fun, does it for a living, does it to get paid, you're not going to just knock them out. You're not going to just iron them out. And again, on the street and in the ring are two very, very different things. It's very, very rare. It does happen, but it's very rare that you see someone just go, boom, boom, in the ring, game over. Very rare. Because you know it's coming. You know what to expect. You're there. You're ready to go. When you're looking at someone and you can see what they're throwing, and you can get your head down and you can get your arms up and you can brace yourself for it. Very rare that you see people get knocked out straight away like that, like you do on the street. You see it all the time. Someone will just go, rah, rah. Someone's on the floor. And Shadow's obviously probably done that. Well, done that in the 2 fights, and we've seen probably done it previously as well. But when you're actually there in the ring, and 3D Fight Club is a professional promotion, and it's got a big audience, and everyone's been talking about it. And yeah, the lifestyle just caught up with him. The pressure of the fight caught up with him, and he dropped the geezer for the final time, and his heart was broken. So. Yeah, it's obviously it was a shame to see how he went out, of course, and people are going to laugh and people are going to take the mickey, but I don't think it was the worst performance in the world. I really, really don't, and especially based on the lifestyle. Look, it's not my place to turn around to people and go, you're not doing it right. If they don't ask me for my advice, I'm not going to say it. If he had messaged me and said, what do you think I should do for my training, or do you think I'm doing enough, or do you think this is the right thing, I would have said, fucking hell no. It's not up to me, it's up to him. And like, you want to be doing, like, when you've got Brett May. If he hadn't fought Brett May, he would have beat the shit out of Brett May. There's something Brett May saying he's training 8 times a day and all this. No, he's not. At least Shadow was doing something. He thought he was having one round with Brett May, because Brett May would have jacked a long time before Shadow did, and we've all seen it. It is what it is, boys. But yeah, it's just my thoughts on the fight last night. I thought, I was until the ring out, the walkout and all that. I was fairly impressed. I thought, fucking hell, he's doing it. He's having a good old go, and he was dominating, absolutely dominating. And it's just I think Danny Christie said the same thing. You get these boys on the unlicensed circuit and they fight every week, and they've done this so many times, and they just they're getting a decent bit of money, and they know that they're going to get a little slingshot off this fight if you've got a big name or something, and they're there to stay. They're not going. Like that, Nath Pearce might not have even been badly hurt on that last knockdown. He might have just thought, whoa, a little bit buzzed. I'm not going to stand there. I'm just going to take a knee. I'll see you next round. I'll see you in round 3. I'll see you down the stretch, like Danny said, because it happens. These boys, on my home show last night, we had a lad on there, mate. He's had like 400 fights. Genuinely, that's God's honest truth. He was telling me last night it was like his 403rd fight. He's been fighting on the unlicensed circuit for fucking like 10 years, like, and he fights every week, sometimes twice, sometimes 3 times a week. Like he'll have 2 fights in the same night, and you're not knocking him out. I think he's only been knocked out about 3 times in his every single fight he's ever had. It's just. He's there in your face, tucked up like this, chin down like a shell, just throwing overhand. And he wins some, he loses more than he wins, but he's in there week in, week out, and you are not knocking him out. It's there to see. These guys, they know what they're doing, they know how to defend themselves, they know how to take shots, they know when to take a knee, and for Shadow, the occasion's got the better of him, adrenaline dump, nothing left. Dropped the geezer, thought, yes, I've done it. Geezer's back up, heartbroken. It's over. Then the little jab to the body, boom, knocked the rest of the wind out of him, which was none. All the pizzas and the vapes and the fucking Guinness has caught up with him, and he just went, no, I've had enough. I've had enough. But I think, if he can get a proper good 6 to 8 week camping, and he fight someone on that same level again, he dog walks them like he did for the first 2 rounds. It's only a 3-round fight, it wasn't a 5-round fight. You can't. This game, bare knuckle fighting isn't a game. Boxing isn't a game, but bare knuckle fighting even more so. And you can have these no rules fights, but they're not the proper thing. Do you know what I mean? They're not in the ring with the crowd, like under the lights, and the ring walk and all the nervous energy and all the tension and all. Yeah, it's just not the same. Anyway, boys, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think down below. I'm sure I can guess what a lot of you are going to say, but yeah, warranted maybe. Do I think he deserves a pat on the back? Most definitely. At the same time, and we get back to, was it the same as what Brett May did? Sorry, because I've taken the piss out of Brett May many a time for this. I think a shadow boxer had a bit more balls about it than Brett May did. Brett May made up a lie. I can't see, and pretending. Shadow was doing a lot better in the fight than Brett May was. At least Shadow just had the balls to take the gum shield out and throw it and go, fuck you, I'm out. And Brett May had to pretend. Is it similar? Yeah, of course, it's the same as what Brett May did, isn't it? But I think Shadow was just doing a lot better in the fight than Brett May was. And he didn't have as much time to prepare, and we had seen the lifestyle that Shadow was living. He wasn't claiming to be living any other lifestyle like Brett May was. So you're dealing with someone who doesn't take himself anywhere near quite as seriously as Brett May does. So it's just sort of like any outcome didn't really matter, because he can always bounce back. Do you know what I mean? It is what it is. So is it the same? Yeah, on one hand, yes, and on the other hand, no, not really, because he presents himself very differently. So anyway, boys, yeah, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of abuse in there, but you just have a think about it. Adios, la boche.